Skip, I owe Baker an apology because based on the information that I had yesterday and some of the quotes and the way Sherm had Sherm is also right also, but I owe him an apology because I thought that he refused even at the beginning to shake.
That's how it came across.
That's how it came across to shake Richard
Yep.
Sherman's hand.
Yep.
And it didn't happen that way. Skip, allow me to take the people inside to how the coin toss work. Skip, you're the home team. I'm the visitors. We walk to the center of the field. We shake hands. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? The referee will say, okay, guys, turn around. You'll put your back to an end zone. I'll put my back to the end zone. Mm-hmm. Since I'm the visitor, the official will say, okay, this is head, this is tail. You'll call it. Mm-hmm. Call it in the air. I call heads. Heads it is. You want the ball or you want to defer? I'll defer. Which goal do you want to defend? Okay. Hey, bro, I get after the game. Boom, 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 boom. We gone.
Okay.
But Skip.
Would you do boom, 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 boom a second time?
Skip, it depends. Now, if I had lost the coin toss and they said, well, they're kicking the ball off, that means I'm going to get the ball. Now, a lot of times I didn't bring my helmet out there. I got to go find my helmet. I got to go get ready. No. Hey, bro, I get it, y'all. I'm gone. That's how I would have done it. So I'm not holding Baker feet to the fire on that situation.
Yep.
Once he did it the first time, I'm cool with it. But let me tell you what happened. What's at the crux of this, Skip? Richard Sherman believes that Baker Mayfield has been disrespectful not only to the league, but to some of the players in the league. And you can see by that handshake, he really doesn't care for Baker. Baker can sense that Sherman does not like him. So Baker makes no effort to because everybody else, they dap, they hug, hey, bro, tap each other on the back.
He hugged Kittle.
That's a good point. Mm-hmm.
Everybody else, shake hands, tap each other on the back. Mm-hmm. Richard Sherman shakes his hand, Baker sticks his hand out. Okay, Sherman, there's no love. Sherman doesn't like him for some of his behavior. Baker senses, man, this dude don't like me. Well, okay, ain't no sense in me being fake. Okay. Ain't no sense in me trying to show love back. I don't like him. Hey, but I am going to do what we're supposed to do out here. Protocol, shake hands, we're going to keep it moving. I think that's the gist of it right there. And Sherman didn't lie because at the end, the second time around, Baker did peel and run. But I'm not going to hold that against him, Skip. Sometimes guys do that, especially if you're going to receive the ball, because my helmet was back at it, so now I got to go.
Who won the coin toss? The Browns. So Baker was about to be on offense. Baker did not have his helmet, so he had to bolt. And plus, you got to get ready to what's the play call? What are we going to do?
Maybe not so much that, Skip. He might have wanted to get 2 or 3 last-minute throws to get his arm loose. So, therefore, that's why. But I owe him an apology, Skip, because the way it came across yesterday.
Well, that's what he flat out said.
He didn't shake. I thought at the beginning, because I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me you walk to the middle of the field at the beginning and you don't shake a guy's hand? Yeah. Now, that's some BS there. But that's not how it happened. I believe this is the way it played out, Skip, because after we see the video, we see that he did shake Sherman's hand at the beginning. He didn't do it at the tail end. But there's 2 times, normally at the beginning, and once you win whoever wins the coin toss, especially if you know somebody, Skip. If you know the guy, hey, bro, I'm going to holler at you at the end of the game. Good luck, stay healthy. Boom, you go on and do it like that. So I owe Baker an apology, but this comes down to as simple as this, Skip. Sherman felt Baker Mayfield has been very disrespectful to some of the procedures of how the NFL operate. He has not paid its proper respect. Baker sensed that Sherman did not like him. His body language, Skip, if you see Baker didn't move once. He stuck his hand out. It wasn't no, I'm going to pat you, shake your hand and pat you on the back. Because a lot of times, dog, you shake, hey, bro, what's up? You know, you Skip,
a little bit more.
You covered this game too long. You know how guys are out there. So I believe that is what took place.
Okay. So it is big of you to apologize. You were showing a lot more class than Richard showed after the game, in my estimation, because the only quote we had to go off yesterday, we were sort of a prisoner of this quote, of that moment, was Richard's quote to Michael Silver saying, what's amazing and annoying was him not shaking hands at the beginning. So that's what we knew yesterday, was just that quote. And I immediately told you, man, it's just hard for me to believe that Baker wouldn't even shake his hand. Because what set Baker off at Kansas 2 years ago was that the Jayhawks captains refused to shake his extended hand. And then he went off and eventually grabbed his crotch on the other sideline to signal them, that's what I think of you guys.
Right.
Right?
Correct.
And it was all about not shaking his hand.
Correct.
So then, wait a second. We'd have role reversal to the point that Baker would refuse to shake an extended hand from Richard Sherman.
Correct.
I just found that impossible to
You
believe.
did. Yep.
But in this case, at the very best case, in the best case, Richard was exaggerating what happened because, yes, Baker did bolt. And I don't know, maybe you could, and by the way, as he bolted, Richard waved bye to him.
Right.
So Richard was taking that personally.
Right.
But I think Richard wanted, he wanted to latch on to something to condemn Baker before the game to motivate himself.
Right.
And right away in the first series, he gets a pick.
Yep.
And then he's off to the races that night. And it continued into the pregame. But at very worst, he just flat out lied about Baker not shaking hands because he did shake his hand and he shook everybody's hands, some more, with a little more than more emotion than others.
Right.
But for me, Richard Sherman accused Baker Mayfield of Bush League behavior. And this is just me, but what Richard did after the game was Bush League because that's low.
Right.
To try to impugn this man's league-wide reputation by saying he refused to shake my hand.
Especially, Skip, given some of the things that Baker has done, a lot of times people are not going to be willing to give Baker Mayfield the benefit of the doubt. And had we not been able to find and locate this video, we're going to have to probably more times than not, 85, 90% of the people are going to take Sherman's word over Baker Mayfield, considering how he's conducted himself through some of these occasions. But luckily, we were able to find the video and see. Now, Sherman, and I don't know, and Sherman's been at this a long time, Skip. Sometimes guys do, like I said, if I know it, Skip, if I'm not getting the ball, I'm in no rush to get back to the sideline, Skip, because the defense is going to be up there. So I can, dap the guys up again. Hey, bro, I'm going to get at you at the end of the game, bro. So, stay healthy, good luck. But if I got to run back, Skip, I got to get my helmet. A lot of times, Skip, I was even late getting to the middle of the field because I had to go through my routine. So I got a routine that I got to go through. So,
and I would think a quarterback would have at least as big a routine as you would have.
A lot of times John was throwing captains. The officials are calling them captains, and then John, he's running onto the field. And a lot of quarterbacks do that, Skip. They're throwing to the very last minute until the officials say, "Captain, I need the captains." Then we head out.
So, what do I believe? My 2 cents from a distance was going on psychologically with Richard Sherman on Monday night. Remember, since 2016, he has slowly fallen out of the spotlight and out of relevance. 2016 was the last year Richard Sherman made a Pro Bowl, and that was his 4th Pro Bowl through his big Seattle Legion of Boom run. And then he tore his Achilles, and his grade as a cornerback on Pro Football Focus has dropped each of his last 5 full seasons.
Right.
This year, he has moved back up to 17th ranked cornerback through 5 games. Last year, he finished 50th. But the point was, Monday night, as he has faced his, so to speak, football mortality, I'm sure in the back of his mind at age 31, he's thought occasionally, man, is this it for me? Will I ever be a star cornerback again? Will I ever be that guy in Seattle again? And all of a sudden, on Monday Night Football, right out of the box, he picks off Baker Mayfield. And they had a resounding win. And I think they opened some eyes nationally, and he knew it. And then he was talking to Lisa Salters on the sideline at the end of the game, and ESPN went to them because it was such a blowout, and he's going back and forth with Lisa, and she was making the point. They had laughed between each other about, well, I've covered you all these games. You've never had an interception. And he finally had an interception with Lisa there. So he was really feeling himself post-game. Okay? Maybe they all will sound like idiots, but let's see what happens. They got to play the Rams a couple times. They got to play the Seahawks a couple times. I don't know. They got to play Kyler a couple. Let's just see how it plays out.
Well,
could be right. They look really good.
Well, the thing is with athletes, and a lot of athletes have felt like Richard, feel like if they don't get the credit they deserve at the beginning. But Skip, as you get new information, the situation should change. Well, we think this team is not going to be very good, but all of a sudden they start playing. It's like, okay, this team is better than I thought. Maybe I need to reevaluate. I mean, there's no harm in that. Richard, the narrative still could have been, Skip, Richard's like, you know what? We played well because we felt we needed to teach a certain gentleman on the other side a lesson because we don't feel that he's paid the proper respect to this game and to those that played this game that came before him that will come after him. He thinks he's bigger than the game. He thinks he's a superstar, although he's accomplished nothing. And let that be a lesson to that young man. Doesn't even have to call his name. Everybody knows he's going to be talking about Skip. Let that be a cautionary tale. This game will humble you if you refuse to humble yourself. He didn't need to say the guy didn't shake his hand. Now, Skip, the guy didn't shake his hand the second time. But anybody that heard that would have assumed he meant the first time.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because a lot of people don't know that there is a second handshake after the coin toss.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.